Let's move on to Kentucky's our favorite player on Kentucky, Big Z,
Big
Zvonimir
Zvon.
Zvonimir Ivisic. Here's the thing: he might not be on Kentucky. Can he still be our favorite player on Kentucky if he's not on Kentucky?
No, and I think you would see the biggest drop in preseason rankings if he is not in a Kentucky uniform to start the season.
Really? Talk me through that. Like, you think he's that important? Because we came on here, what, like 2 months ago now, a month and a half, when
Mm-hmm.
he committed, and we basically said this totally shifts how we view Kentucky. We said he was one of our favorite players based on tape that we've seen. That was one of the late ads from the overseas stuff. And I think we got a little ahead of ourselves because we're the only people that felt this way. I think Kentucky fans are excited about it, but there's nobody else that was like, this is a needle moving move for Kentucky's roster. And a lot of the rotation projections I saw did not have Big Z in like a starter role the way you and I did.
Well, that's okay because they don't know ball. No, I'm not saying that. But I will say that with Big Z, I had them at like between 10 to 12. If they don't have him, I would have them barely top 25. And that's with me being high on their freshman guards and Trey Mitchell. Obviously, I don't think it's talked about enough. I think Trey Mitchell is a lot better than people give him credit for and can do some things as a stretch four in the college game. But if you throw a stretch center into the mix too, who can protect the rim as well, I just think that truly elevates this team, especially in a time where they're going to be without Bradshaw and without I forgot the other guy as well, who's going to be hurt for a couple months. So they really don't have a center outside of those guys. So having Big Z in the fold, I think is definitely a ceiling raiser for this team. And I might have missed the things where people didn't think it moved the needle as much as we did. Because I feel like it truly is a fit thing, a talent thing. It fits perfectly to me. And I also think talent wise, it aligns with the rest of Kentucky's team.
Yeah, I still stand by being high on Big Z. I hope he gets to play at Kentucky.
You
Here's
said you had
the
Kentucky in the Final Four because of Big Z.
I was really excited. Like, I thought he does everything I don't see on the roster on paper. Like, shot blocker, shooting, dynamic big that can do everything and play a ton of minutes. That's what I'm looking for on Kentucky's roster. And they didn't have that, in my opinion, until Big Z showed up. But Big Z still hasn't shown up. And that's the issue here. So just to be specific on what's going on here, we have a report from Matt Jones, who is, I believe, one of the KSR guys. He wrote an article on one of the On3 platforms. And here's the update. This is as of 11 hours ago. Basically, Big Z was supposed to arrive on campus last week and start classes. That did not happen. Supposedly, the reason that did not happen is because it's difficult to move all of your stuff, I guess, from Croatia there, although a lot of people from overseas are doing that already. I don't know. Logistically, something happened and it was difficult. He needed more time. He was now supposed to show up this week and be ready for class on the final drop ad day of the semester at Kentucky. As of Monday mornings, this is yesterday at the time we're recording this, that is an unknown if that's even going to happen. The issue there, supposedly, is that Kentucky admissions may be blocking admission to the school due to some exam results, or I don't think it's even the results. I think it's like one of the English equivalency exams he needed to take. Kentucky's not honoring the way they thought they would. So to summarize all of this, admissions at Kentucky, though, was so this. I want to pull the curtain up for some people. I know there's probably Kentucky fans might see this. Maybe fans in general are going to see this. I as the experienced admissions expert on this podcast, and I would say in the country, Car, is it fair to call myself the prevalent admissions expert in the college basketball media space?
I'd go there. Yeah.
I am comfortable calling myself the admissions expert. Here's what I know from this. Big Z's not showing up to Kentucky, okay? Because this isn't on the far left spectrum of the admissions scale is Michigan, where anyone like a Stanford, this is literally happening right now. Someone who had like a 4.0 GPA at Stanford can't get into Michigan because chemistry is a different degree. I don't know. It's all bullshit. They're the leaders and the best, right? That's on the far left. On the far right is Kentucky. And I don't mean to disrespect Kentucky's academic policies. Great institution, I'm sure. But on the far right is John Calipari's program where you make things work that need to work. Okay. And if this is not working, if we're being told there's an issue with Kentucky's admissions for a basketball player, he's not showing up.
Yeah, I hate to disagree with you, but that aligns. What has Kentucky ever had an admissions issue?
If there was an issue and it could have been resolved, it would have been done behind the scenes already. That's where I'm like, Cal's good enough.
The Don Coach Cal would have gotten his Italian bag. Solid.
Yeah, you don't get on 3 articles when the mob has to deal with something behind the scenes. Okay, when the mob has to deal with something and they can't deal with it, that's when the on 3 articles come out. So I'm bummed about it. I think this is the sad end of things from your projection. Like, I think this does drop them. They're no longer ahead of Michigan State in my preseason projections.
Yes, sir. Michigan State moving on up. I will say this though. I think he ends up playing though. I think Cal finds a way.
Oh wow, okay.
Cal's gonna find a way. He ain't Juwan. He ain't Mark Martelli. He's gonna find a way.
Okay, there's definitely a difference there. But again, Big Z not on campus. Final ad drop day of the semester.
I wasn't on campus during syllabus week either.
Where were you?
I mean, I guess I was on campus, but I mean, that's about it.
You weren't in Croatia.
I was not in Croatia.
You were at whatever that liquor store was on the street.
Crack shop.
The crack shop.
Yeah.
I don't think Big Z's at the crack shop.
Probably is in Croatia.